Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's Stories of Yonko back with another video. And look, many of you guys don't know, this channel, before it was a channel talking about basketball, different topics and things of that nature, it was a sneakers channel. That's where I got the vast majority of my subs from. And I want to apologize to those people because they supported me and I just stopped uploading. But my videos are unlisted, so if you guys want to see them, just let me know. But today I want to talk about the most overrated sneakers, just the top 10 sneakers that I think are overrated. And it's not to disrespect anybody's taste in sneakers or to poo-poo on anybody's grails. It's just to talk about how I feel about them and why I think that they are overrated. You can share your opinion, you can disagree with me, but it's just my opinion, all right? So we gonna start off with the Cherry 12s. Why are we talking about the Cherry 12s? I think they're coming out this year, and a lot of people are hyping them up. The reason why I think that they are overrated, because every single time we have an OG that releases, everyone hypes them up. Everybody say, oh, we've been waiting for these forever, and then they don't buy them. You know, it's like an album that drops, everybody hypes it up, they listen to it one time, and they're like, whatever. The Cherry 12s are a nice sneaker, in my opinion. Like, if I was younger and I still had that same taste in sneakers, I would be drooling over these too. But I've evolved as a sneakerhead. I love different types of sneakers. I have 2 different collections at this point, and I care more about versatility. But they did the same thing with the Playoff 13s, the Chicago 2s, and the Cherry 11s. They just hype them up and then they sit. And I just don't have a problem with people buying them. Just don't call it the sneaker of the year. Just say it was a sneaker that you were waiting for a long period of time, and you're glad to get your hands on them, and you waited a while for them, and that's cool. But just stop hyping up these sneakers that are going to sit. And I'm not here to say every sneaker that you buy should have resale value, because that's lame. But let's stop hyping up shit that we know that we gonna get anyway. We're going to get it anyway. It's going to sit. You're going to walk into the store. You're going to get it. You're probably going to get it on a discount. Who knows? All I'm saying is stop hyping up this shit. Like, you feel me? It's dated and it's okay. But we on to the next sneaker. The Air Jordan 4 What Does. Now, look. These right here, they're okay if you're a kid. Like, they're okay if you like mismatch type of sneakers or anything like that. But in my size, after taxes and fees and shipping, you're paying over $500 for this sneaker that nobody wanted before the pandemic. Nobody wanted this sneaker at all. But due to TikTok, due to stimulus checks and the lockdown, and everybody just getting into fashion universally, randomly, all of a sudden this sneaker became super hyped, just like the Black Cat 4s. But I can understand those because they're all black, they're more wearable. But these are not wearable at all. Most sneakerheads cannot dress at all, so they just focus on the sneakers. They'll just throw on a white shirt, some jeans, and then boom, just sneakers. Like, the sneakers are the highlight of the entire outfit. But this shoe right here, it's not all that. It's okay. In my opinion, it's trash. It looks like a throwaway colorway, something that Nike would do nowadays. Like, if they drop these right now, nobody would want them. Like, if they never dropped them and they just dropped them right now, nobody would want them at all. Like, it just goes to show you how, I guess, TikTokers and influencers can hype up a certain shoe. Like, it's okay, but I just don't think these are worth $500. I don't think these are nearly as good as people make them seem. It's not even the quality. It's just a simple fact that somebody hyped them up. And sure, Jordan 4s are a lot more hype nowadays, but these just ain't it, man. They not it. They not it, man. I'm going to keep it 100. On to the next sneaker. The Tiffany Cole Nike Dunk Low. And look, I know this is going to be controversial. I know somebody's going to be down in the comment section, if this video actually gets views, and hate on it, be mad that I said it, and just despise me, want to leave a dislike even though nobody can see it. Look, man, calm down. Calm down. My opinion is my opinion, but I think that this is an overrated sneaker just based on the fact that it goes for $20,000, man, or more. And it's just a product of its time. It dropped a long time ago. It was hype. Nike Dunks were in at that time. And look, a lot of people just double twist got that era. A lot of them, they can't dress either way. It always goes back to the wearability. A lot of these sneakers are a product of the time and the hype that was placed on a certain trend at that time. And these are a product of that. If these dropped today and it wasn't associated with Tiffany Cole, like, listen, nobody would want them. This looks like a Nike Dunk that somebody just plastered together, and it's a random colorway. And sure, it'll probably go for like $300, but it would not be going for $20,000. Like, it's just based on the hype. That's it. And the scarcity of the sneaker. I guess if it's rare to come across, that makes it special, I guess. But I just go back to, do I like the sneaker or do I not? A lot of people, they like the sneaker. It's not a bad sneaker. It's a beautiful sneaker. But is it worth $20,000? Really? Are you serious? I don't think so at all. Like, if I see you wearing these, I'll be like, oh, that's nice. Whether if it's a replica or a real sneaker, it's not really a status symbol. But a lot of people that buy these sneakers, they're hype beasts. They want to feel validated. And it is what it is. That's your money, but you're still not going to be validated. That comes from within. So on to the next sneaker. The Cactus Plant Flea Market Nike Dunk SB Low. Look, this is a troll sneaker. This is a troll sneaker. The colorway is pure platinum, and they got another green colorway. I don't know the name of that colorway. I don't care. This is a trash sneaker. It's overrated. You guys sat up all night on sneakers, waiting for it to drop, and y'all still didn't get them. They got backdoored. They got botted, and many of the YouTubers, they paid crazy amounts of money to get them early. Many of y'all paid crazy amounts of money to get them after they dropped. And this is just a troll sneaker that they dropped because they knew you niggas was going to buy it. This is a troll sneaker. This is a garbage sneaker. This is bedazzled. This is some shit that you do in arts and craft. Sunday your niece could do. And y'all bought it. Y'all ate it up, man. Pause. You feel me? It's just crazy how the sneaker game is such a joke, man. These didn't drop not too long ago in terms of years. It's just ridiculous what y'all are willing to consume. What y'all like. It's terrible. This is garbage. Y'all ate it. Y'all love it. Y'all just consume it. It's ridiculous. I don't take the sneaker game as serious anymore because of you niggas. Ugh. The Nike Dunk Low SB Paris. Now, this is a grail for many sneakerheads that have been in the game for a long period of time. Probably 15, 20 years. And me personally, I think this shoe is overrated because if it dropped today, nobody would want it. You see a lot of Nike Dunks that are just sitting around. They're probably going for a little bit over retail. And I think this colorway, even though it's very unique and artistic, I don't think that it would just go as crazy as it goes right now because it dropped years ago. You know, nostalgia is a motherfucker. And everybody can just look back and say, oh, this is amazing sneaker. This was this and this was that. But we've seen time and time after again, when they drop, like the Sandy Bodeckers, like the Strawberry Coughs, like every other sneaker that drops, the only ones that have, I guess, held up were the Supreme Nike Dunk Lows. And I guess everything else was just a flop in terms of hype. But this is a nostalgia piece. People look back on it and say, yeah, it was amazing for its time. And they still want them till this day because they grew up looking at the sneaker. They didn't have the money back then. Sure, you would have had to break off a little sum back then, but you wasn't paying thousands of dollars for this sneaker. You just weren't. And I feel like it's an overrated sneaker just based on the fact that it's nothing crazy or nothing special. It's just a product of its era. So, yeah. The Nike Tom Sachs General Purpose Shoe. Now, the reason why I think this sneaker is overrated because it's living off of the reputation of the predecessor, that being the Mars Yards. And even I think that sneaker is overrated in itself. I could have put that on this list, but I didn't want too much controversy just in case this video got views. But certain sneakers just live off a hype of certain other sneakers that the collaborator did with Nike or a different brand Sean Witherspoon, what he did with Nike. People were hyped for what he did with Asics. Travis Scott, any Travis Scott you can name of that didn't live up to the hype. The only reason why it was hyped to begin with was based on what he did before with the Air Forces, the Air Jordan 4s, and things of that nature. And the Jordan 1, like the Black Phantoms, those are terrible. But people bought them because it was an Air Jordan 1, Travis Scott. Like, based on every other colorway he dropped. The fragments, the mochas, the reverse mochas, and it was living off the reputation of those previous releases. So this is no different. This sneaker here, it's okay. Would I rock it? Hell yeah. Like, it's a dope sneaker. But the way people were hyping the sneaker up when it first dropped, like this was the next coming of Jesus. And it was rare. It didn't have too many, I guess, pairs out. And a lot of people were just buying them up, and the resale was high for them. And they dropped them again. The resale went down. They dropped more colorways, and nobody talks about them anymore because that's all it was about, was the scarcity of the item. People care more about how rare a shoe is rather than the shoe itself. If it's rare, that means it's more valuable, and that's with anything in life, I guess. But it wasn't all that to begin with. It was a cool sneaker, a nice follow-up to the Mars Yards, but it fell off hard. That's the only reason why I think it's overrated, because of where it started at in terms of hype and how it is now. I am not a hype beast by any stretch or the imagination. I'm just going based on how people propped it up, okay? The 11's curb sneaker. Now look, man, these are an abomination. Can't nobody get me to like these at all. Usually I have a change of heart when it comes to certain sneakers. I look at them long enough and I say, well, I could put this with that and, you know, just have a change of heart. I did that with the Gel Kind of 14 A6, but not these. These have not grown on me, not in the slightest. I've never had any desire to want them. And I look at people sideways when they do want them, because it's like, bro, you only want them because they designer. If they wasn't designer, you wouldn't rock them. If these was Payless specials, y'all wouldn't want them. And I'm pretty sure there's a sneaker out there that has a similar shape, like many skate shoes of the early 2000s. That's all this is just a bite off of that. And look, I love chunky sneakers, but this is just too much. This is too much. I cannot picture myself in these at all. I just don't like them. They haven't grown on me. And if you want to spend your money on that, you can. Because a lot of people, they only like designer sneakers and designer in itself because they can't dress. It's a crutch. It's a symbol of status and things like that. Like, it's just corny to me. But it is what it is, man. You allowed to like what you want, but these are trash. These are an abomination to me. They're an insult to sneaker culture in itself, and it's just a money grab. So, yeah. Oh my God. The Rick Owens platform sneaker. These are glorified Chuck Taylors. Everyone knows it. People try to act like they don't know it, but we all know it. Look, I don't want to assign a gender to a certain sneaker, but women look better in these than men. And the fact that men go out their way to trade up for sneakers like this, they'll trade something in their collection that is also rare to get these, and they don't look good on them at all. It's just, this, oh my, foo-foo boys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. Like, this, you niggas are just watching too much TikTok, you know, listening to too much Playboy Cardi, Uzi, whatever, you know, and y'all are just very influenced by social media, because there's no way that you can't go into your journeys and get you a pair of Chuck Taylors, lows or high, and be satisfied and get the same look or better. Like, I grew up wearing Chuck Taylors. You know, that's probably why my feet are flat now. I used to love Chuck Taylors. I probably need a new pair right now. But the fact that you guys have overhyped this sneaker just because it's designer. This is not a Great sneaker. This shit is overrated. I can understand females going crazy for it because females are consumers by nature. They consume everything. Dick, clothes, food, whatever. They consume it. And it is what it is. But the fact that you niggas should know better. You should know better. But I guess y'all don't. Y'all done sold out. It is what it is. These are garbage. The Nike Dunk High Undefeated. This is a classic. A cult classic at that. But guess what? The colorway is garbage. It's terrible. And a lot of people need to accept that. Stop buying into the hype of the early 2000s. This shit is garbage. It's terrible. It's not wearable. None of you niggas can dress once again. And it's a product of its time. You know how I know that? Because Nike recently dropped a Air Force One and Undefeated collection. And I got a different colorway, but they had a similar colorway to this one in the collection. And guess what? Them bitches sat. Just like I tell y'all, if the 2000 sneakers drop today or in the same colorway, people would not want them. And the Air Force One is a more iconic silhouette than the Nike Dunk High. And it was patent leather. I got me a pair in a different colorway, but you feel me? I didn't think twice about those. They sat for days. Everybody was hyped about it. I'm like, oh yeah, I want that colorway. You know, they sat. You were able to get it if you wanted it. And they dropped again and they sat again. Like, duh. And I'm looking at this shoe and thinking, what do them niggas see in that sneaker that I don't? Oh yeah, hype. Look at the brown. It look like doo-doo. Like, this sneaker is not wearable at all. You guys only want it because of the hype and I guess the nostalgia. That's it. Most of these sneakers that I have on this list are trash and overrated because of the nostalgia factor. And it's not to, I guess, poo-poo on y'all, talk y'all down. But this is your grail. And if this is your grail, you need help. You need help. Go check into a facility. What did Stephen A. Smith say? Stay off the weed. This looks like a weed head sneaker. No disrespect to anybody that smokes weed. Like, I don't care. But yeah, this is a garbage sneaker. Get over it. And last but not least, the Air Jordan 1 Travis Scott Fragment Highs. Now, this is by far the most overrated sneaker on this list. Sure, it looks better than some of the others, but it's overrated because if you see how the Air Jordan 1 Fragment Travis Scott lows look, they look way better. And yeah, I switched up the fucking name because that's how hard they go, nigga. And I just don't see why they dropped this sneaker. This is a trash color blocking type sneaker. People only bought it because it was Travis Scott. This is the color blocker. I don't even think you could have made it a black toe and it would have looked any better. The white just doesn't look good. The colorway in itself just does not look good. The only thing that looks good on this sneaker is probably the sole. Everything else is just terrible. And I wish that they would have kept this shit in the chamber and locked it and set it on fire on the inside, because these were not it. If they just dropped the lows, I would have been cool with that because those are actually one of my favorite sneakers of all time. But these, my goodness, they could have kept them. They could have kept them. And I remember Isaiah Thomas was talking on Twitter looking for a plug to get these. I'm like, you really want these? Like, these are terrible. And I think a lot of people think they're terrible as well, but they still go for $1,600. Why? Because they're Travis Scott and they're a high. So yeah, it's just, dude, the sneaker game has become so toxic. A bunch of vultures that never grew up liking sneakers. They just capitalized on reselling. And, you know, it just goes back to what I said in my other videos about, you know, certain demographics being involved in sneakers and music and things of that nature. And, you know, they dilute it and it becomes corny. And these are an embodiment of that when it comes to the sneaker culture, because this is not a good sneaker at all. The color blocking is terrible, but you know, Travis Scott, so you know who his fan base is. So hey man, ain't that crazy how all this stuff goes hand in hand with the music and now with the sneakers? But that's my top 10. I'm not trying to offend anybody. If you are offended, go cry about it or comment in the comment section. Leave a dislike, leave a like, whatever. I don't care. Like, dude, I'm in this sneaker shit. This is one of my passions, man. And I'm going to double down. And I'm going to make a list on the most underrated sneakers, in my personal opinion, of course. And that's all I got to say. Peace.